Listen up, guys. Let's get real for a second. You ever wonder why some men seem to have it all? Success, women, respect, while others are left scrambling for crumbs? Don't lie, you've thought about it. You've probably even felt a twinge of envy. You ask yourself, what's their secret? Well, buckle up. In this video, we're going to dive deep into the mindset and strategies of men who get what they want. And hey, if you're feeling defensive or think you've got it all figured out, you might be exactly who needs to hear this the most. Because guess what? The difference between being the guy who walks into a room and owns it and the one who slinks in hoping no one notices him is way smaller than you think. You ready? Let's get into it. Chasing your purpose. First off, having a purpose isn't just a lofty ideal. It's a game changer for how you lead your life. It's that fire that gets you out of bed in the morning, the driving force behind your decisions and actions. When you're aimless, you're basically letting life happen to you. You become a spectator in your own story. But when you have a purpose, you become the author. This sense of direction and drive doesn't just give you a roadmap for your life. It also builds your self-esteem and self-worth. You become more confident because you know where you're going and why you're going there. Now, how does this play out in relationships, especially with women? Well, passion is magnetic. A person who's on a mission is captivating to be around. Women aren't just attracted to the goal you're trying to achieve. They're attracted to your dedication, your energy, and the intensity you bring when you talk about your purpose. It shows you can commit, focus, and persevere, all qualities that are attractive on multiple levels. Plus, it gives you depth. You're not just a one-note individual, you have layers, and that's fascinating to people. So what's the takeaway here? The goal is not necessarily to find a purpose that makes you appealing to others, but to find a purpose that makes you feel fulfilled and satisfied. When you focus on something greater than just the everyday grind, it enriches you as a person. This self-enrichment naturally spills over into every interaction you have, including those with women. Purpose gives your life a sense of narrative, a story that people want to become a part of. And the beauty of it is, when you're focused on your purpose, you're not stressing about whether people are attracted to you. They just naturally are. Standing up for yourself. First off, standing your ground is about more than just physical confrontation. It's about mental fortitude. It's one thing to disagree with someone and quite another to express that disagreement clearly and confidently. When you're firm in your beliefs and not afraid to voice them, it sends a signal that you're a person of substance. You're not just going with the flow, you've got your own current. This mental toughness is something people, especially women, find deeply appealing. It's not about being stubborn or confrontational, it's about having a strong sense of self. Let's be clear, you don't have to be confrontational to stand up for yourself. It's about maintaining your views respectfully, without trampling on others. Now let's touch on the topic of self-defense. There's a strong connection between physical capability and self-confidence. By learning self-defense, you're not only equipping yourself with the tools to protect yourself and others, but you're also building an internal sense of empowerment. You walk differently, you hold yourself differently, and people notice that. Your posture changes, your eye contact improves, and these little shifts add up. Women pick up on that almost instinctively. It's not about being a tough guy, but about exuding a sense of capability and assurance that you can handle whatever life throws your way. Lastly, standing up for yourself is also about setting boundaries. This is super important because it establishes the rules of engagement for how people interact with you. When you make your boundaries clear, you're signaling your own self-respect, and that commands respect from others as well. Let's be real, nobody respects a pushover. It's not about being rigid or inflexible, but about knowing where your line is and ensuring others recognize it too. Women, like anyone else, appreciate the clarity and straightforwardness that come with well-defined boundaries. They can relax and be themselves because they know where they stand with you. So standing up for yourself is essentially setting the stage for healthier and more respectful interactions with everyone around you. Respecting yourself. One overlooked aspect of respecting yourself is personal integrity. This means doing the right thing, even when no one is watching. Personal integrity forms the backbone of self-respect. Think about it, when you act in ways that align with your values and beliefs, you reinforce a positive self-image. This creates a cycle where integrity feeds self-respect, which in turn feeds more integrity. It's like a self-sustaining engine of personal growth. Now, why does this matter? Because people notice integrity. They might not be able to put their finger on it, but they can sense when someone is authentic and trustworthy. This sense of integrity acts like a magnet, drawing people toward you. Next up, let's talk about personal responsibility. Taking charge of your own actions, acknowledging your mistakes, and learning from them is a monumental sign of self-respect. The blame game is a low-value activity that gets you nowhere fast. When you own up to your actions, you're saying, "I'm in control here. I make my choices, and I live by them." This not only marks you as someone who's mature, but also instills a level of confidence in those around you. Imagine being with someone who always blames others for their issues. Not very appealing, right? Personal responsibility makes you look more attractive in the eyes of others, particularly women, because it shows emotional maturity and self-assuredness. Lastly, when you respect yourself, you emit a sort of energy, an aura, if you will, that people can't ignore. It's like you're walking into a room with a spotlight on you. People can sense that self-assured energy, which naturally draws their attention. When you deeply respect yourself, it's easier to command the room and attract positive attention. Women, just like anyone else, are more likely to be attracted to someone who radiates this kind of positive energy. This isn't some mystical mumbo-jumbo, it's human psychology. We're all naturally drawn to people who exude confidence and self-respect. So, by focusing on building your self-respect, you're not just improving your own life, you're also making yourself more attractive and compelling to others. Learning to say no. Firstly, the notion that you've got to be a yes man to get anywhere in life, especially in relationships, is a myth. Saying yes to everything isn't a sign of openness or generosity. It's a one-way ticket to being taken advantage of. Boundaries are crucial for any healthy relationship and your well-being. When you establish boundaries, you're essentially laying down the ground rules of what you will and won't tolerate. This isn't just a declaration to others, but a commitment to yourself that you value your time, your energy, and your emotional health. Now, this isn't just a strategy, it's a mindset. If you're always saying yes, especially when you want to say no, it can be perceived as a lack of backbone, and nobody finds a doormat attractive. On the flip side, setting boundaries and occasionally saying no can actually be incredibly attractive. It shows you have principles, values, and a strong sense of self. Women, like anyone, appreciate someone who knows their worth and stands by it. It projects confidence and self-respect, which in turn makes you someone people want to be around and respect. Let's tie this into the grander scheme of things. Learning to say no isn't just about keeping people at arm's length. It's about inviting the right kind of closeness. By setting boundaries, you're showing that you have a strong identity and that you respect yourself enough not to be pushed around. This isn't just a fleeting quality. It's a foundational trait that can define the health and happiness of your relationships. The reality is, the ability to say no is fundamentally connected to your sense of self-respect. And as you may have already guessed, a healthy level of self-respect makes any relationship, not just romantic ones, a lot more fulfilling. Increasing your value. First things first, what does it even mean to increase your value? It's not about slapping on a new coat of paint or getting some flashy upgrades. Nah, this is deeper. We're talking about fundamentally understanding what makes you more appealing, not just to women, but to people in general, and then working on those aspects of yourself. Confidence is a huge part of it. Confidence isn't arrogance. It's the belief in your own ability to get stuff done. When you walk into a room with confidence, people notice. Women notice. It's like a signal that says, "Hey, I got this." And who wouldn't be attracted to that? Secondly, let's talk about leadership. You might think, "Oh, I'm not a CEO or a general. Why would I need to be a leader?" But leadership isn't about titles. It's about attitude and action. It's stepping up when something needs to be done, making decisions, and taking responsibility. You don't have to lead a Fortune 500 company to show leadership. Small acts count too. Maybe it's planning a date from start to finish. Maybe it's handling a situation that arises spontaneously. Or maybe it's just being emotionally supportive when she's had a rough day. These are all ways to demonstrate you're a reliable guy, someone who can be leaned on when times get tough. Now, it's worth mentioning that being valuable isn't just for the benefit of attracting a partner. It's a benefit to you. When you build up these traits in yourself, confidence, leadership, reliability, you're not just becoming more attractive, you're becoming a better person. It's the kind of stuff that will help you in every area of your life. Work, friendships, you name it. Remember, increasing your value isn't about changing who you are. It's about enhancing what makes you great in the first place. All right, fellas, here's the cold, hard truth to cap this off. Most guys out there will live their whole lives being forgettable, getting overlooked by women, bosses, friends, you name it. Why? Because they won't take the steps to elevate themselves. But you're still watching, which means you're hungry for something more, something better. I'm here to tell you it's within reach. All the things we talked about today, respecting yourself, standing your ground, keeping it real, they aren't just tips, they're damn near requirements for the life you know you deserve. Don't think for a second that you've got it all figured out now, just because you watched one video. This is a lifelong journey, my friends, and I've got a lot more to share that you won't want to miss. This content is your roadmap, your playbook, your secret sauce. Stick around, keep absorbing this knowledge, and transform into the man that everyone, especially women, can't ignore or forget. Don't forget to like and share with someone who needs to see it, and leave a comment down below to let me know you are on your path to progress.